think. We're live. Good afternoon and welcome to Institute for Veterans and Military Families Technical Assistance Office Hours. This is our first series or first session. We're going to have a session each first Wednesday in the month, 2 p.m. where you can tune in either live or send us your questions and we'll answer those questions and post them back on YouTube for you to watch later on as well. The goal is to answer any questions you have that are related to entrepreneurship, or at least address those questions to the best ability. If I cannot give you the answer today, I'm certainly going to go look for the answer and either email it to you or bring that answer to you next time. My name is Mirza Tihic. I'm the Director of Program Support Services here at the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, and I'll be the one of the participants during the live office hours. Depending on what questions we have as we move forward, we might be inviting additional staff and professionals in the field to address your questions. That said, we do have 3 questions that have been submitted to us. Thank you for sending those questions. The first question is by Michelle Fansteel. She says, I'm posting a question to come back to if I can't get to the session. Do we have resources for people starting a franchise business? As in not buying XYZ franchise, but creating a business that has franchise potential. We do have resources for that, and really depending what the need is, where you're standing now. When we teach about starting a business, we always talk about create a sustainable business, and when you build a business, think of a franchise. A franchise has a working model, it has an operational model that is replicable, that is consistent, that is effective and efficient. So depending really what resource you need, we will be able to connect you with that. It is, I think, great subject to be further explored. We haven't had any webinars, and we'll also try to offer some webinars as we come, maybe next 3 or 4 months, to identify somebody who has started the franchise and kind of share what are some tools that are available. But for more information, any guidance on that, please email me. Email address is mtihic@syr.edu. You can Google my name. You can go to ivmf.syr.edu or Google IVMF, and if you go under staff, you can find my name and feel free to email me. And Jim, if you can also post my email address on the YouTube and Google Plus channel so anybody else can email me if they have any questions. But this is an excellent question. This is what we're looking for, really, to find out what are the resources that you need, what are your needs, because we haven't heard this before, so this is a great question. I hope I addressed the question, and I'll be able to, if you were online live, I will be able to talk to you more specifically what questions you have, where you're standing now, and see what has been established and what are some next steps you have to do. Next question is by Joyce Bowen. Are there resources for people interested in forming co-ops where they live, buy, eat, and work? Are you aware of any progressive banks or credit unions that might support such cooperative efforts? Co-ops, ultimate entrepreneurial network. Yes, I haven't seen, unfortunately, many veterans come up with co-ops, but co-ops are a common practice within communities. There is a co-op in Syracuse. It's called Syracuse Real Co-op, where the neighbors have come together, created a co-op, and a co-op is basically a member organization where every member has a saying, and you build a board, and that's how it establishes, and you use the money from the membership to start the business. This is an existing food business where they sell only organic food, all natural food, and they work with a local credit union, which is called Cooperative Federal Credit Union. A majority of the local credit unions are community development corporations. Their goal is to use money from local members and put it back in local community. So it is important that you reach out or do some research, see what has been established in your neighborhood, what community development corporations out there. They call them CDCs. If there's nothing like that existing, that's good and bad. Good, bad because there's nothing there that you can leverage, but good thing is now you can start something, which is excellent. And if you want, I'd be happy to connect you to a local cooperative credit union. They've been around for 30 years. They started with one person out of the founder's kitchen, and now they have 3 locations in Syracuse. They're doing numerous things such as financial literacy, microloans for minority and women-owned businesses. They do regular banking, business banking. They do mortgages. So they have expanded their portfolios, and I'm sure, knowing them, they would be happy to share those resources with you and the best practices. Same thing with the Syracuse Real Co-op, Food Co-op. I'm sure, I know some of the board members, and I'm sure they will be willing and happy to work with you on kind of sharing their bylaws and what they have done so far and give you some tips. And if you Google them, Syracuse Food Real Co-op, Syracuse Food Real Co-op, you can find on the website a lot of information, including the minutes and everything else that's been happening with the co-op. So great question as well. Maybe we can do another webinar about food co-ops as well, or co-ops in general. Philip Levine has also a question. He's asking, and this is for the EBV graduates. The EBV graduates have access to DLA Piper, a legal firm that provides some pro bono services for EBV graduates. He says, DLA after being told that it would take 2 to 4 weeks to hear back, and it is now going to almost 2 months. If the veterans doesn't receive response from either them or EBV, should it be understood that there will be no legal help? If no help is coming from them, can EBV recommend another legal firm? Thank you. Philip, let us know. We didn't realize that you didn't hear back from DLA Piper. Typically, a person calls you within 2 weeks and connects with you. If that doesn't happen, let us know. It does not mean you're not gonna receive legal help. You still receive legal help. Just let us know, and we will follow up and see where your case is standing. And this depends really on your location and your request, because they have different offices in different states, and they prefer to connect you to a local legal counsel if one is available to offer that service. If they don't have that service in your state, and they're looking for somebody who has a license in a different state who will be able to help you out. So that's the only reason why there might be delays. But please email, and the best email or best group to contact is ebvtap@syr.edu. ebvtap@syr.edu. Great questions. Are there any questions in addition on the YouTube and Google Plus today? I'm gonna say this is excellent. I will work on establishing a webinar on how to create a franchise, as well as maybe talking about different business entities, unusual business entities such as the co-op. Kimberly Gray has a question. She says, I'm going to be bilocated in 2 states for a few months this year and not sure where I will establish main residence. I'm seeking a federal trademark, but they ask what state I'm in, including for LLC. How can I move forward with this in this situation? Since you're looking for the LLC, I would recommend that you contact your accountant, and the accountant can explain to you what legal and tax liabilities it has if you're in 1 state or 2 states, and what requirements you have in order to fulfill this. And then whatever you pick for the LLC, just use it also for a trademark. And I hope you have an accountant who can help. If you don't have an accountant, I recommend reaching out to your local SB affiliates, such as Small Business Development Center or Women Business Center, and ask them if you can talk to an accountant, somebody who can, and usually they have somebody on call who can then walk you through and explain to you what it means to have an LLC in 1 state versus 2 or 3 states. Great questions. Any other questions, Jim?
I'm taking a look, there's not that I see.
Okay. Well, let's stick around for a few more minutes, just in case anybody else is watching, comes up with any questions or emails us questions. What I will do is, for the next month, I will ask everybody to maybe submit questions in advance. That way, if you cannot tune in, we can at least address your questions during the live office hours. So please save the date, first Wednesday in the month, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do we have any music for the background?
Could do party hats.
Yeah, you're right. Well, how about post, if you can post on the YouTube and Google Plus that we wrapping up, that we answered 4 questions of today, and then if there's any questions for us that we can address in the next office hours, just email me. I'll collect those questions and then we address them. Or if anybody has any questions that they think they want to answer now, I can answer those questions now, but also I'm going to bring them up in the next office hours for the benefit of everybody else, because I think these are all great questions. And for example, Joyce has talked about co-ops. Maybe Michelle has now an idea of maybe starting co-op as well, because sometimes you learn so many new things, or you're being reminded about things that you didn't think about when you were planning to start or grow your business. So please email me and I'll address any questions. I'll guide you to the resources we have. If I can't answer the question, I'll find somebody who can. And if there's any resource available that can help you with that, we'll do our best to make those resources available to you. So with that said, let's stick around for another couple minutes.
Has there been any issues of any recent program grads that you could probably talk about?
Any issues or any program grads?
Has anyone come to you with off air?
There are different needs, more specific needs. One thing actually I want to just highlight for everybody that's watching, as you might already know, that the Institute for Veterans and Military Families, or IVMF, is a trustee with KivaZip. And KivaZip is a crowdfunding online portal that is a non-for-profit entity and offers loans between $2,000 and $10,000. The interest rate is 0. And you can pay back within 12 to 24 months, depending on the loan. If it's 10,000, then up to 48 months. And how it works is that you have to submit your business plan to us. We review your business plan, and then if we think that the business plan is sound and valid, we endorse you as a trustee, and then you submit your application through KivaZip, and then you go on about raising the funds. And of course, IVMF helps you with that. We leverage our social media and other networks that we have to reach out to potential donors, not donors, funders or borrowers, because you you're gonna pay them money back. So a lot of times our veterans leverage their family networks, their friends, community members, whether they borrow you $25-50 toward your 5,000 loan, and within 2-3 weeks you raise the funding and get the funding and can use it for your business startup. Cool thing also about it is that you have if you raise the 5,000, and depending what you want to use it for, you get 6 months. I call it 6 months time before you start paying it if you want. So delayed start, so to say. And IVMF has been recognized as one of the top 5 trustees. We have raised so far 46,000 loans. For loans, all total of 10 loans. We are very proud to say that all veterans so far have been paying paying the loans back. So their payment rate is 100%, which is great. And KivaZip and other supporters are looking for more opportunities to support our veteran-owned businesses. So please take advantage of that. If you need any help with starting a business plan or writing a business plan, let me just make sure to reach out to your local resources such as Small Business Development Center, but also make sure to leverage our IVMF resource library. And Jim, if you can share with them our our link to our resource library. It is a great resource, and if you just go and search, do the search activity on the resource library, and you look for business plan, it's going to give you a business plan lab. And the business plan lab, it walks you really step by step in terms of how to write a business plan, what what goes into writing a business plan. And give me a minute, I'll give you direct link also to the business plan lab. Okay, here it is. So Jim, if you can please share this. Look who's here, John. John, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Mirez, how are you?
I'm good. Good to see you, man. Long time no see.
Yeah, I've been super, super busy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just caught it in time, or just got back in time to catch this hangout. How have you
Nice,
been?
nice. I'm good. I'm glad to see you, man.
So we're doing the office hours, the technical stuff for the library, right? Like
Yeah.
those resources? Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
have you used our resource library?
I did the EBV at Purdue University, and I have log into their library's resources like marketing, and so
Okay.
I can do it from my computer. But
Nice.
it's still good to have those resources because they might last over a year. They said it's going to last a year, but we'll see
Yeah.
if it continues after that. Yeah. So it's good to have these for when that time runs up.
Yeah, but check them out because there's more. Basically, we've collected everything we've been doing here at IVMF for entrepreneurship and veterans. It's all in one location. It's pretty neat resource. Just go there. It's library.vets.syr.edu. You can see it also in a chat room here on the right side, and Jim is sharing it with everybody else on YouTube and Google+. So check it out. There's a lot of cool videos, simple one-pagers, access to resources. So we have a variety of cool things and resources. And also everybody else, if you run into something that has been helpful for you and think it's a great resource that we should share with our veteran community, please send it to us, and we'll make sure it's part of the resource library as well. So it's not our library, it's really yours.
Our library, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. The one I got from the EBV, and there are a lot of similar tools that were mentioned in the last hangout. So they've been really helpful. So I'm sure the tools you have as well, I'm going to check them out, and I'm sure they're great.
Awesome. So how's your dad's business doing?
It's doing really well.
Yeah.
I'm breaking off. I'm going to do my own thing finally.
Yeah?
So yeah, I've been dragging my feet because it's a long commitment. I didn't want to I've had lots of great ideas, and I really, really, really am passionate about having my own business, but I didn't want to jump the gun. I'm a very passionate, glass half full person, but I'm so it's almost to a fault where it's like, oh, everything's gonna be fine, like this is great, that I run right off the cliff and I do myself in, just with kind of enthusiasm. So I've been very patient to make sure, okay, is this what I really want? Is this what I'm really passionate about? Like, can I drive this? Is there opportunity? That's the biggest thing, I think, when starting a business, is finding an opportunity, So, yeah, I'm going to focus on home automation, and I'm actually doing the Patriot boot camp in New York. I'll be in New York next week.
Oh, yeah. The tech.
Yeah, I got a meeting with one of the Google executives, and
nice.
a lot of other fantastic people.
So what's the new idea, if I may ask?
Oh, I can't, it's not in this room, but I made window blinds that open and close when the sun rises and sets. It uses a photo resistor that basically the resistance goes up as there's more light. And so they can detect the light and open and close accordingly.
Nice.
So the sun rises, your blinds open, and then at night they shut.
Neat.
Thermal resistor is on it, so if it's really hot out, they close. most of the way. They're still cracked open, so you get the ambient light, but that's to save energy. I'm trying to add on some more stuff, but I'm just going to go door to door. I'm just going to be pounding on doors. I've got a few people that are interested because I do IT stuff on the side, like been doing that for a while. So
have you thought going to the DIY channels?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's actually where I got a lot of it from.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make it better, but that's just like the first step. I mean,
yeah,
I want like full. I have like, I mean, that's just like the initial push. You know, that's like very tangible. Like I've done it. It's great. It's fairly economical, but there's a lot more I'm going to push into with home automation. I mean, that's just what I want to do.
Awesome. I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to have fun in New York City as well.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. I'm really excited.
The Google guys, yeah.
Yeah.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, I know they do. Google just bought the Nest for a couple billion, so I know Google's all over the automation. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll keep you informed. I'll probably be coming to you with questions like, hey, you know, what should I do with this or that, or, you know, I know you're a very knowledgeable guy, and everybody out on YouTube, like Mirez, he really knows his stuff. So if you have any questions, like, ask, because if he doesn't know the right answer, he can point you in the right direction and get you some really solid information.
All right. Awesome. I'm very happy to hear it. I'm glad.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very exciting.
You have the EBV Tap resources. Leverage them as much as you can. So don't forget about it.
No idea. Yeah. Yeah, I felt kind of bad. Like everybody after the EBV was asking, like, so what are you gonna do? And it's like, well, I have my dad's business and I'm helping out with, and that grew quite a bit. But it's like, well, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do myself. Like I have these ideas, and people are like, go for it. But I wasn't completely sure. Like, you know, if I was gonna pull the trigger, I wanted to make sure everything's lined up and I'm on target. You know.
So tell me, did you save the date for our National EBV Conference?
Yeah, it's November, right?
Yep.
What city is it going to be in?
It's going to be, I'm trying to pull up the date. Jim, where is it going to be again?
I don't know if that's been announced yet.
Let me just check 1 second. Because I know, let me see what I wrote in the TAP newsletter. That's the safest. So it's going to be October 24th through 26th, Atlanta, Georgia.
That's right. I did hear about that. It's in Atlanta. I'll definitely be there. Absolutely.
Save the date, 24th to 26th.
Absolutely.
And Jared's going to email everybody more information on the I believe registration, he says, starts in a week.
In a week? Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, latest 10 days, but he wants to start the registration sometimes this month. That's the goal, and look out for it.
Definitely. Are you going to be there as well, you and Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Finally meet you guys. I've met Mike.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, at Purdue?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. And, of course, Jared, you know. Yeah. I'm going to be asking Mike. He has a lot of LinkedIn connections. I'm going to ask for some introductions. I'll be talking to that guy next week. A lot of the people that are going to the Patriot Boot Camp, like the Google executives and stuff, you have to have the introduction on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Awesome.
But anybody watching on YouTube, you know, it's like great stuff like this. Like I heard about the EBV and Patriot Boot Camp, all these resources, like help me out tremendously. I've learned so much. Like, you know, watch the notifications on Google Plus or Facebook, however you heard about this. And yeah, there's a lot you can gain from this.
Nice. So what was the biggest takeaway from EBV at Purdue?
Oh, that's just the connections. I mean, it was so much that I knew it was kind of futile to try and take it all in, but take the best notes I can and make sure the people that gave me the good information, I have like their information so I can tap out more of that information, you know, because they only have like an hour each speaker if it's accounting or legal. They just like dump all this information on you, and they couldn't cover everything in an hour if they tried, but yeah.
Information overdose, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Excellent.
Mike said it's like trying to drink water from a fire hose or from a fire hydrant, you know? It's just, you just can't do it. You just take in everything you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for
Yeah.
everybody else watching, if you want to join us live, just make sure to get a Google Plus account. And if you have any questions how to do it, we can share the information with you, because we really want to have the opportunities and possibilities to talk here, just like John and I talking now live, and so everybody else can hear your story. Kimberly says, thank you, Kimberly, for your comment. She says, what a great, inspiring story to hear today from you, John. So thanks for tuning in and being part of this office hour.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. I've been here since like day one. I remember when Google was still a big part of this, and Google was running half of this, and you guys were doing the other half, and all the people from Google were in the Hangout. Yeah. Yeah. I still have all their contacts. I mean, I've been saving information and contacts since day one, so I have a whole bunch of people inside of Google and Microsoft. Yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing. It's really amazing what you guys have done. Yeah.
No, it's been amazing because we have folks like you and Kimberly and everybody else who's been watching and really entrepreneuring, really doing it.
Yeah.
Because if nobody was doing anything, they wouldn't be effective. So it's really because of you guys, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I'll buy you a drink in Atlanta, Georgia. And you too, Jim.
Jim, did you hear this? We have it recorded.
It's saved on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who's bringing the cigars?
Yeah, Jim. I got the drinks, you get the cigars, Jim.
I'll bring the lighter.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
We should bring it around and get back on topic, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Let's see if I have any questions. Usually I try and, come up with some good questions for whatever hangout, not just for myself, but for everybody. Stuff people normally wouldn't think about asking. Is there any like paid subscription to any of the resources in the library, or is it all for free?
The resource library that we have for veterans, it's free. Everything is free.
Okay.
So even this office hour will be part of the resource library.
Very cool.
And we're gonna tag it. We're gonna tag it with questions such as franchise, co-op, and then John. Hashtag John.
Yeah, hashtag John. No, that's awesome, because I know a lot of the resources, they do cost a lot of money, like especially the marketing. Like some of that marketing stuff I got from the EBV. It's like each marketing report you'd have to pay $500, couple $1,000 for, but they're all available free. And
well, that's the one
I don't
thing.
know if you guys probably don't have it, or do you?
We have access to the library, but actually every entrepreneur has free access to great marketing resource, and that's if you go through a local small business development center and you work with a business advisor there, or business counselor, or business consultant, however they call the staff. Ask them to give you a marketing and industry report, and basically what happens is that every small business development center is linked to the centralized library for each state. So each state has a centralized library, and usually those every small business development center is related somehow to a university or college. So they leverage that, and the librarians do research and give you an awesome, detailed industry and market report for whatever you're looking for. It takes sometimes 3 weeks to get it, but it's well worth it waiting. As you said, those cost a lot of money, but they're able to really go and do the research for you, and then you can follow up with them and ask for more details. But it gives you really great overview of your industry as well as the market and the servings. An example here in New York State, one small business in Oswego, which is up north from here, the guy wanted to start a bakery. And he asked his business advisor to get the marketing research, and he got the market research, and it stated that there is no, how you call those, cupcakes bakeries. There's nothing in the neighborhood up there. So he started a regular bakery, but he focused on cupcakes. So he still had bread, had everything else, but his marketing was cupcakes. And not only did it identify that there was nobody selling cupcakes, it also identified that there was a need for cupcakes, that people were interested in it, that the trend was more that people were interested in buying cupcakes. So he leveraged that need and the trend of people in the United States buying more cupcakes, and then the gap that there was no bakery really specifically offering cupcakes. So when he started, it was very successful. And of course, you have cupcakes, you can buy cupcakes, you don't eat cupcakes every day, but you do maybe eat bread, you may eat bagels. So individuals got used to coming and visiting the bakery, and he was able to sell other products beyond just the cupcakes. But that was a selling point to draw them into the business. And he really based this business based on that, using that market research report he got from Small Business Development Center. So it's extraordinary resource. Unfortunately, not many people know about it, because not many people go to Small Business Development. So if they go, they try to work on a business plan. They're not aware. Sometimes the Small Business Development Center advisor doesn't offer that help, or I don't know, maybe they forget about it or they're not aware about it, but it is a available resource.
Very cool. Okay, I'll look into that one too. The SBA, I haven't been there in too long.
Yeah, it's a Small Business Development Center. SBA, the office of SBA, yeah, it is SBA affiliated program. SBA funds Small Business Development Centers, but the SBA does not really offer those services directly. It's the Small Business Development Center, because the SBA also has the SCORE is also under the umbrella of SBA, Women Business Centers. I don't know about Women Business Centers if they have a relationship to SBDC to get those reports as well. So that's a huge benefit that the SBDC has to offer. It's the free market and industry report.
Very cool.
I even used it myself once. I was thinking to start a entertainment amusement park in Europe and the Balkans, and they gave me an awesome report, which was very helpful and breaks it down in details. I forgot, it was like 3 years ago. But very comprehensive.
Park? That's pretty awesome. Is that where you're from originally, or?
Yeah, I was thinking to do something in that region down there, but the corruption meter is too high, and not many people want to invest there. So maybe today, but 3 years ago it wasn't feasible.
Okay.
It wasn't feasible from the investor side, because you need a lot of money. You have to buy
I'm sure.
land and buy equipment, so there's a lot of capital investment there.
I believe it. So let's see. So I remember the marketing report. There was a lot of other stuff too. I wish I had my little book so I could go through the things that seemed most valuable, that I'm sure you guys have something comparable. Let's see, the marketing. That was like the biggest thing, I think. I just can remember from the library. What are the other major tools that you can think of that most people wouldn't leverage, but they should?
Well, one of them is, and let me just, if you go to the business library, let me just share this with you. I want to share this book with you. Where is it? So, and Jim, if you can share this with them, that would be great as well. Here's in the chat. The book is called Introduction to Business Ownership for Veterans and Military Families. It's published by IVMF. And if you go, let me get the book. If you go to page 79, and in that chapter, it talks about a competitive mapping.
I see.
A lot of times not many people do when you do industry research, they don't go very well into the market or competitive analysis. They identify who are your direct and indirect competitors, and then you look at different variables such as price, capacity, quality. You have to define how you measure quality, a variety of products or services. So you have to figure out what kind of variables you want to use, and then you look at the overall who's offering what prices they charge, and a lot of times you can identify gaps, just like what they did for the bakery. They identified these guys offering, and nobody's offering cupcakes. So you can use that to differentiate itself by using that gap to fill in the gap if there is a need. So a detailed competitive analysis and using this matrix, and you can add as many variables as you want and as many competitors. The more the better, but you don't want to do 200 of them. You don't want to kill yourself doing it. Right? It has to be reasonable. So maybe identify 5 to 7 major competitors, direct competitors, and maybe 5 indirect competitors, and see what they're doing, and then how can you fit within that field, and identify based on that some points of differentiation. It is awesome tool that I've seen a lot of folks build great differentiating points for themselves.
I'm going to go over this tool. I didn't even know you guys put this book out.
Oh, okay. Let me.
This is awesome.
Jim, can you share? I'm sure you already shared on the link to the book.
Yeah, I posted it on YouTube and on the event page.
Thanks. I'm just making a note to share with our other sites that they also include the book in the syllabus, because it's included in our syllabus when we teach the EBV online and the VWise online. So James has a question. He's asking me if I'm familiar with directbusinesslending.com. I'm not familiar with them. I'm not familiar. I can do some research and find out and get back to you. This is the first time I'm hearing about them. But we do have something similar to this, seems like, because it's they say what we do is success. So they offer a multitude of things, and actually we just partnered with IVMF partnered with Axion, and Axion has created new loans for our veterans population in the United States. So if you're interested in learning more about opportunities with getting a loan between $10 and $120,000, depending on which state you are and what you need a loan for, they can also provide free consultation, advice, and business plan assistance. We are working on collaboration with also Brothers Fund, who also provides ongoing support and additional mentoring services to folks that want to apply and get a loan through them. So we're going to have more information for that coming hopefully next month. But definitely with Axion, we do have a relationship, and if you want to learn more about Axion, just shoot me an email. If you have a business plan, send me the business plan, and then I can connect you to Axion representative and give you the direct link to start the application. This is the newest resource. We just added this the 1st of May, and this is a great question. Thanks for asking this question, James. If everybody else, if you are interested in a small loan, look them up, Axion, Accion. Learn more about them, but come back to us, and because we have direct access to them, and it doesn't make huge difference if they know that you're coming from IVMF, either through VWise or EBV or Boots to Business or any other programs that we offer here to IVMF. So we have KivaZip, who provides up to 10,000. We have Axion that provides up to 120,000. We also have a relationship with Bowfly that works with, I believe they have a relationship with 4,000 service providers in the financial industry, from angel investors, wealth management companies, banks, and so on. And how they make the money is through application fee, which is $500, and they waive that fee for our participants, whoever finished from any of our programs. If you're EBV graduate, again, VWise graduate, Boots to Business graduate, Endure and Grow graduates, any affiliation with IVMF, your fee is being waived. But for any of these, you need to have a business plan. And if you need a business plan, we do have the business plan lab that kind of walks you through the writing a business plan. At the same time, also highly encourage you to work with your local small business development center. And small business development center, like any other organization or agency, you have folks that are very passionate, extremely passionate, helping entrepreneurs. And what I would recommend that now that we have all this technology, post on your Facebook, ask, has anybody worked with local small business development center? Who's the best? Or which advisor would you recommend? Because they usually have 4, 5, 6, 7 advisors, depending how big they are or what metropolitan area they serve. And find out who it is and schedule an appointment with that person. Nothing wrong with that. It is free resource, and also why local? Because they have access to local resources. They have the local know-how. They know where to send you if they cannot help you, if you have other needs such as legal. And a lot of times local organizations know pro bono legal services. They know accountants who can help you get set up, and anything else that you might need. So I highly encourage you to connect with Small Business Development Center. Again, make sure to ask the question, who is the coolest, awesomest, the best, the most passionate business advisor, counselor, or consultant. Because depending on which state you are, which SBDC, they have different titles for their employees, but they all really serve the same purpose on helping you start and grow your business. Also, if you need a mentor, I want to remind you that we have a relationship with American Corporate Partners, ACP. There is a waiting list. However, if you work through us, you circumvent that waiting list and you go directly, your applications are accepted directly and being submitted to find your mentor. And be as specific as possible in the application. Reach out to us. We'll be happy to connect you. We are the ones who connect you to them, so reach out to us and we'll send you information. Either email me or email EBV Tap at syr.edu, and we connect you to ACP, and it's really amazing opportunities. I have worked with a veteran who was starting a property management company down in Maryland. He was connected to Travelers Insurance agent who became his mentor and who helped him become a vendor to insurance agencies. When the house burns, he was the one who will go in, inspect it, and then assess the damage, and also he will be the one who prevents it, how you call it, close it up, boards it up, so nobody can get in, to prevent any liabilities or casualties. So because he had this mentor, he never was even thinking about going into this field of emergency kind of management and assessment, but based on his military experiences, his skills, and his work in the property management, this individual trained him how to be set up and how to get contracts with insurance organizations. And if the mentorship doesn't work out, which is perfectly fine, sometimes those things don't work out, just let us know, and ACP is great with that. Then they look into finding somebody else who can be better match. But typically it is a great match because they go about what you mentioned in your application. So that's why be specific as possible in the application so they can give you the best match. What other resource we have? That's in a nutshell kind of what overall is out there. And then for anything else, really reach out to us. As I said, if I don't have the answer, and most of the time I don't have it, I can look it up, and we can also reach out to our pool of mentors and experts and supporters who can help us out. Marilyn Harris, my friend Marilyn Harris from Texas. She says, Mirza, which companies in your experience are most interested in doing business with veteran-owned businesses? Thank you. I think which companies in your experience are most, depends what kind of business it is. So sorry, I cannot give you a good answer. It depends on what business it is. I don't know if there is a veteran-friendly business scale or ranking. If not, that's a great opportunity for somebody to start it. Right, we're being entrepreneurial here today. But a lot of the Fortune 100 companies or 500 companies are eager to work with veteran-owned businesses as their suppliers, diversity suppliers. So what I would do is, if you just go on the 100,000 job mission, all the partners, all the participating companies in the 100,000 job mission are eager to work with veterans, not only hire veterans, but also hire veteran companies to be the suppliers. So that's a good starting point to see who they work with, and then you can kind of build upon that, see who are some of the contractors to them, and then work with also these contractors because they also want to have diversity within their supplier pool. John, sorry I cut you off. You want to say something as well?
Yeah, I was just going to say it probably comes down to the leadership. I mean, especially if someone in leadership's a veteran themselves, yeah. But I don't really think there's a scale. It's just more on an individual basis. But like you said, I think that's a great suggestion. The 100,000 jobs. Let's say mission for 100,000 jobs.
Yeah,
that'd be a good place.
Yeah, and also you can check the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and see what companies that have been participating in their efforts, in the veterans' efforts they have, and that's maybe locally if you're looking for smaller companies. I'm not saying small like micro enterprises, company maybe that employs 250 employees, and so I hope that's helpful. By the way, Madeline, I hope everything is well in Texas. And I look forward to see you hopefully in New York City at the VBICE. Madeline is a great champion of entrepreneurship, particularly amongst the women veterans. So, an awesome entrepreneur herself as well. So, I hope next time, Madeline, you can join us here live with me and John in the live chat room, Google Hangout.
That's great. It's not that scary. Some people might be scared of the publicity or having their face up live, but it's not that bad.
Well, since you're gonna be in business soon, I hope once you start your business, you're gonna have an awesome background with your logos, just like those VIPs in the pictures.
Yeah.
Behind you, so you can promote your business and
it's
free airtime, right?
Yeah, it is. I'll say, I'll give you guys lots of shout outs when people ask.
Like the red carpet events, and they have the screens behind them with all the logos. So you should have that.
That's exactly what I'll do. I'll send you an invite for sure.
Sounds good. How are you doing? Any other questions online? Well, this was excellent. I'm glad we had so many questions. Thank you everybody for asking. Let's stay in touch. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. I'll address the question in the email, and I'll also address the question at our next office hour, which is every Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, first Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, look out for my emails and our invitations to the Google Hangout. If you want to join us, John and me, here in the live chat, get a Google Plus account, which is very simple. If you have a Gmail account, you should be able to get it. If you don't have one, it's free. It's a free advertisement here for Google, right?
Yeah.
But it's good. They've been a great partner for all our veteran initiatives. So, John, great seeing you today. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
I'm very glad to hear that you're moving forward and things are progressing. So I can wait to see your products being used and sold.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm really excited. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys, and you too, Jim, on the next hangout. Hopefully, Maryland live next time.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks. Okay. Keep entrepreneuring. I'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye bye.